What it is, YouTube, it's your girl Potty Mouth Goddess PMG. What it is, Potty Mouth Squad PMS. How y'all doing today? I want you to know, if you don't already know, you are beautiful, kind, smart, intelligent, and just fine shit. Okay, you fine shh. And anybody who comes in contact with you, they need to ask themselves,
how lucky can one guy be?
alright, y'all. So not for nothing, this gonna be like three stories in one. Cause not I gotta talk about this bitch or these bitches. Like weird, just weird. Now it's really just about one person, but the first story is gonna involve two of them. So I'm gonna give them a name. So the main person that this story is about, we're gonna call her BW. Cause she always had bad wigs. And then the other one is my manager, my general manager. Well, she was my general manager. I don't work at this job no more. We're gonna call her Shay. All right. Without further ado, let's get to the story time. All right. So Shay left of December 2024 to this year of January 2025. She had an opportunity to manage like I think four other stores or whatever. And so she was out for a month. She ended up coming back because she said her back, she got back problems and stuff. So she couldn't do the drive everywhere. Right. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Now, to give y'all a description of Shay, my general manager, she's like very like panicky. Like any little rush that comes in, it could be like three customers. Like she gets panicky. Like she one of those. She be lying. And like she just nosy as shit. Like she always like, not for nothing. Most of us that worked there, we were all like in our early 20s or teenagers. Like it's college students and high school students there, and she's like 40s. So you know the dynamic, and she just always want to be in our business. Yeah. Now, to describe BW is like, how can I say it? Like she cool. It's just little weird shit that she do. Like, or she always try to micromanage or boss somebody around. It's just like you can't do that. You know, not me. You can't do that. You know what I mean? I didn't have no issues with her until all of this shit started happening. But everybody else at this point has had an issue with her or something, and they just stopped liking her. And I totally understood why. But at this point, I'm like, I'm good. You know, we cool. I was wrong. So when my manager went on break between January and December, Bad Wigs was over here taking 2 to 3 extra days every day on her shift. So of course, the labor to wage cost was way too high. So if the business is slow and we got too many people on the clock, and then we got this person that's been supposed to clock off and they just taking up extra space, yeah, we not making no bread, especially because we get tips. We get credit card tips. And so my manager, when she came back in what you call it? I think she came back when she came back mid January or February. She seen the labor to wage cost, and she immediately, instead of just like talking to Natasha, like I don't know if she could pinpoint exactly who it was. I'm sure she could, but instead of her just talking to Shay, she just fucking like she just started getting on all of us about breaks and everything and making sure nobody stayed past their shift instead of getting on the person whose fault it actually is. As like my manager, it was just always giving like very much scary, like soft, a fucking fish. Like you're a fish, bitch. Like become a shark. Like what's going on? Like you the manager. But like I said, we used to get tips at this job. So the way it worked is the more hours you work, the more tips you get. So of course this bitch taking 2 to 3 hours every day, the company already ain't gonna make the most money, and then everybody else, we not getting our tips. So of course everybody's upset. So then my manager, instead of like I said, just talking to her, she decides to make up this rule where she says between 5 to 6 nobody can go on break because at 6 o'clock they usually get slammed. And she decided to throw this rule, and the hiring manager was like, oh yeah, he said this because he noticed the labor and stuff and all the customers come in around 6 or whatever. So I'm like, that's a lie. It's like hit or miss. It used to switch up. Like that was a lie, y'all, to be honest. Like our place really wasn't that busy. Like, don't get me wrong, it had some rushes at times, like yeah, but it really wasn't that busy. And I really think she used the fact that one time I had went on break around 6 or 6:30 because we used to close at 9 and usually be out of there by 9:30. Me personally, I don't like early breaks. Like I like late breaks. A late break where it's like I'll go on break for 30 minutes. When I come off of my break, I want to only have like 2 hours left on my shift. So if I do an 8 hour shift, yes, I will work 6 hours straight. Then I will work 5.5 hours straight, take my 30, and then work the last two. That's just how I like taking my breaks. So one time I went like 6:30 and they did have like a bit of a rush and it was only like two of them. And like I said, she gets a panicking and she like one of those, she talking circles too. So I just ain't, I just don't like hearing her mouth. And she always exaggerating her stories like and she always putting something on the hiring manager like, oh yeah, da da da, I said this, so da 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 da, it gotta be that. But it's just like when he's there, like he hardly says anything to anybody. So it just be like, girl, you lying. Like just say that you want things to be like this. And it's okay to say that because like at the end of the day, you are a general manager. Just be fair to everybody. Like that's the bottom line. So it was one day so it's me, Bad Wigs, and Shay. We working or whatever. Now Shay, that's the manager. Originally, she wanted me to go on break around 2:30. Instantly, I got it. I got an issue. I do not do the 2:30 breaks. No, I never take breaks at that time. So me and her, because at this point I was it was a Saturday. On Saturdays, they didn't have no dishwasher, so I usually did the dishes or whatever. So I'm back there doing the dishes. She tells me I gotta take it at 2:30. BW is also back there with us. So I'm like, nah, can I take it at like 4 or 4:30? Like, that's better because she already said people can go at 5 or 6. All right, let me take my break at 4:30 then. Like, and she just wasn't going for it. So BW, she looking back and forth. She's smiling with a smirk on her face. Like she loved the drama. Whole time, bitch, this cause of you, and this bitch just don't want to say nothing. So eventually I catch the attitude. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna say her name. I'm gonna say her name. I'm like, all right, Shay, all right, Shay. Like I wave her off, like get out of my face, because now I'm getting irritated, and now she can see that she instantly walk away. All right, like when I get irritated, I'm gonna explode on you, and I'm not trying to. Right? It's not. It really wasn't that deep. I just wasn't in the mood or whatever. So she walks away. Y'all, I kid y'all not. I kid y'all not. Every 10 minutes, she came back, changing the time I could go on break. She was like originally, mind you, she said 2:30 at first, right? Then she changed it to 3. Came back again. She said, okay, how about 3:30? Each time she came back, I'm just like, yeah, because, okay, you getting closer to the time I asked you for anyway. So, yeah, keep going up. It went from 3 to 3:30. Then she said 4. I don't know. I can't remember if I did just eventually just go on my break at like 4:30, which I originally wanted to. Or I just like completely lied and act like I didn't see the time and just took my break at like 5:30 or some shit. Because I remember I had did that shit to her one time. And I think I might have pulled that same stunt because, girl, no, no. But I can't remember. But yeah, that was just one situation. And that wasn't even that deep, honestly. It honestly was just giving like, girl, are you the manager or not? Like, it was like, bitch, is you intimidated by me? Like, why you keep changing? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I can't remember what time I actually went on the break. I think I did take it like 4:30 or 5, something like that. All right, we about to move into story number 2. But mind y'all, all 3 of these stories took place within a span of 2 weeks. 2 weeks, y'all. Like, I think these bitches low-key got obsessed with me. Like, I don't know. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of those workers who be on the phone unless I got a job that's actually a little more on the serious side. Like right now, I do security and traffic control, so I can't be on my phone in a job like that. But Moe's, oh yeah, I used to work at Moe's. Oh yeah, I used to work at Moe's Southwest Grill, if I ain't mention it. But Moe's, I could give two fucks. So like when my manager came back from break, she was on the cameras like more often because people were getting caught on their phones. So one day it was like 35, 45 minutes into my shift. I had just finished wiping down the lobby, the line, and sweeping, mind y'all. And it was slow as shit. So my friend had sent me a text. I decided to go in the back of the kitchen and like the little cut or whatever to text her back real quick. Kid y'all not even 20 seconds go by and all I see is synthetic hair busting through the double doors. So Bad Wigs like, oh, just to let you know, Shay watch you. So instantly I'm tight. And in my mind, I'm thinking, she just sent her back here to watch me for what? Wasn't even on my phone for like a minute. I wasn't even on my phone for a whole minute, y'all. Not even 30 seconds. Like, bitch, fuck out of here. Ostrich looking as like my manager, she really looks like an ostrich. And you know, it's funny because she looks just like this English teacher I had back in middle school. And her name was Miss Becker. But I had everybody in the class like calling her Miss Necker because her neck was so long like an ostrich. She had a cut like an ostrich, the fade. I'm telling you, it was great too. Like, she looked just like an ostrich. Like, her neck, it was longer than Natalie Nunn's chin. Like, and then she was tall too. Like, I'm telling y'all. Anyways, back to the story. So Bad Wigs is like, oh, don't be on your phone too long because she watching you. So I'm irritated. I'm like, fuck is she watching me for? I'm like, it ain't even been 30 seconds. Like, damn. So I guess Shay, like, because I was, I had my hands moving and stuff. So I guess Shay see my hands through the double doors. So Bad Wigs, she go back out there. And I proceed to be on my phone because ain't nobody moving me. All I hear my manager say is, I don't even know what she said. She just seemed angry. And I ain't give a fuck. And I don't care. And I still stayed on my phone. I heard that and everything. But she come back there like 20 seconds later. And she like, what's the issue? So I'm like, the issue is you. You the issue. Because you watching me. Like, why is you watching me? Like, when I get upset, I gives no fucks. Like, I'm a blunt person. Like, so anyways, what she said after that? But she like, oh, I'm not watching you. So I'm like, well, that's what Bad Wigs said. So she instantly turned to Bad Wigs. She like, why would you tell her that? I did not say that. Da da da. She like, what I said was when it's busy, make sure nobody is just standing around and doing nothing. To me, AKA, that's still basically saying like, oh, making sure nobody be on their phone. But the bottom line was verbatim, she didn't use those words that she was watching me. But anyways, my manager is just rambling and just telling BW how that wasn't cool. But I still ain't believe her on the low because I still just ain't believe her on the low because like my manager, she's just like that. Like, I don't know. But honestly, I didn't dwell on the situation too much. Like, it wasn't that deep. But anyways, I go to the party room to grab something real quick. I don't remember. This lady gonna follow me in there, and then all she do, I swear to God, y'all, she talks in circles. So she just talking in circles, talking my head off. The same thing that she just said in the kitchen, she's saying to me in the party room. So I'm getting irritated. Like, I really think she just be bored on the job. Like, that's all it be. It gotta be. But Shay, she like, oh, that could have ended really bad. You could have quit or lashed out on us. This bitch. She proceeds to say, it's a good thing you're not ghetto. The look on my face, cause what, girl? Like, I didn't even let that comment phase me for real, but I just had to look at her, cause what? Like, and mind you, my manager, like, she's half she's biracial, whatever. But she's definitely white passing. Like, she's very like pale. But like, if I did cuss them out or whatever, rightfully so, because all the time I gotta hear about this bitch Shay always talking to her kids about how they ain't go to school or her son getting in trouble with the law, all types of shit. Bitch, you causing me emotional distress. Like, oh, and off topic, y'all. When I left the job, like I said, because we get credit card tips that automatically goes to our deposit, and we also get cash tips. The cash tips usually be like bullshit, be like $15-$20 a week, nothing major, right? I forgot to, like, when I had left the job, I was just too lazy to go pick up the tips, but they supposed to mail it to you if you don't come pick it up. Somebody told me I had like $40 in tips. Do you know that this lady took my tips and used it for gas money? And I know that because the worker, the one who did, I didn't even get to that story yet. But the worker basically told me, and she was like, yeah, she used it for gas money because she did that to another worker. And I'm like, damn, like, so this just ain't her first rodeo. She probably do that to everybody. Like, if I really want to, I could get you fired. Like, but I don't hate the lady or nothing. Like, it's no bad blood, but that's just like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, just weird shit, weird shit. Why y'all taking these people tips? But anyways, back to the story. So as she rambling on or whatever, I'm just like, you know what? Look, maybe it's because BW, she not from here. Like BW is from Jamaica, and like prior to this, she had just moved up here like maybe like a year and a half before. So, anyways, we in the conversation, whatever. I leave out the party room, about to go back to the line or whatever, and my manager, she goes to the back of the kitchen. So BW, her nosy ass, she like, oh, what she say? What she say? What she say? So I just tell her what she said, how like she said she wasn't watching me. Like that's literally all I just told her. So she like, oh no, she is watching you because she told me verbatim. She was about to say something else, but then my manager had came back. So you know, of course that had me tight because now I'm feeling like, okay, one of y'all is lying. I don't know who lying, but now I'm feeling played with, and y'all just making me mad. It's not that serious. All over a phone, me being on the phone, and it's slow as shit. We ain't got no customers for real right now. Like, what's the issue? Like, so I goes and I text one of my friends who was another coworker. Mind you, she was a shift lead. I didn't even mention this, but yes, BW was also a shift lead. BW and this coworker were shift leads, right? So I text them and I'm just telling her what happened. So she like, girl, I hate to agree with Shay, but she telling the truth. She was like, BW was lying. She was like, basically, the other day, Shay had pulled them into a meeting like she had to. And I think the hiring manager was there too. So basically, they was telling them like, look, as shift leads, y'all got to step it up when y'all see, because they had just gotten promoted. Like I want to say probably 2 months prior to this. Y'all got to step it up though. Whenever you see somebody not doing something or they're on their phone, just not being productive, just say something, give them something to do. That was literally all that was said. And then she also they said Shay had pointed out like flaws that everybody has. So my flaw is, yeah, I'm a good worker, but I be on my phone. Another worker, he lazy as hell. She said something about what you call it, BW. She said BW could be messy and forgetful. That's true. Like, so it was just the fact that like, girl, you weird because you try to really make it seem like this lady was singling me out whole time. She said something about everybody. Like, you just wanted drama. They just be bored. I'm telling you, y'all. People be bored. Now this last story, y'all want to see why I named the story what I named it, why the title is why it is. Cause look, I'm gonna just get straight into it. All right, so long story short, I was off for like 2 to 3 days, I want to say, right? So the day before I came back, one of my coworkers, we'll call her Gigi. That's the shift lead, the other shift lead. Call her Gigi. Her piercings have fell out. Like one of her piercings, I don't know if it was a tongue piercing, belly button piercing, I don't know, but it fell out and another worker picked it up and put it in the envelope for her. She put Gigi name on it, right? And she put hearts around it just to make it cutesy, girly, or whatever. So of course, when I finally came in and I seen it, the one who made the envelope, she told me like why the envelope was there, whatever, right? Do y'all know that BW goes and tells my manager and another worker that I wrote a love letter to Gigi and bought her a belly button piercing ring as a gift and put it with the love letter? And her reasoning was because before she clocked out, she noticed it, and I was the last one in the party room. So let's dissect this. Let's just dissect this real quick, right? Not only was I out for 2 days, but I came back around 5 p.m. BW was at work since 8 a.m. Even if she didn't see it the night before, bitch, you seen it multiple times when you walked in that room before I came in that day. So that was a lie. That's number one. Number two, the letter is specified to I can't even talk. Number two, the letter is specified to a specific person, bitch. So why you opening it? Evasion of privacy? Hello? Ring a bell? Then if you looked at the envelope, there was no writing inside. So well, I can't even fucking talk. This story is making me mad, y'all. What possible fucking love letter? It was just a piercing, y'all. It was just a piercing inside. Like, it was no love letter. And then it's just like, why the fuck would I write somebody a love letter on a job and give them a piercing as a gift on the job? Like, first of all, Gigi don't even live far from me. So if I did have feelings for her, I would confess or I would do it over text. Like, I'm not afraid. I done been to her house and everything. Like, and then it's even more. And you know what's crazy, y'all? My manager, I swear to God, I told y'all the bitch really got bird brains. Bitch really is an ostrich. She believed the story, so she goes and she calls Gigi, and she's like, "Hey, look, if you're ever uncomfortable, like this is weird, just let me know." Like really believing. So Gigi had to tell her like, no. She had to pull out text and stuff and show her like, no, it was my piercing that fell out and another coworker just put it in the envelope for me. Like she had to clear my name for me. Like what the fuck? Like why would I do some shit like that though? Like why would y'all even think of me like that? Like that shit really had me mad. And then it was a boy. He worked at a different Moles who was helping out. When I told him the story, he was just like, he seemed really concerned and like weird out. He was like, it's really just people out here who live for drama that they'll fabricate the weirdest stories. And I couldn't agree more. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, y'all? Like, I wouldn't say that was one of my weirdest encounters at work, but that was definitely like one of like the weirdest stories I've heard, like lies ever be told on me. Like, yeah, I wasn't rocking with that. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this video. Y'all ever had any weird coworkers? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank ya. PMG. I'm out.